Hello friends, hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about a very sensitive topic every parent probably thinks. I'm going to talk about sex education. A time has changed. Our parents probably never spoke to us about this topic and nor it was a part of our studies. But yes, today it is part of studies as well as children overhear some terms which actually disturb them at certain age. So it is very essential that as a parent we take an initiative and talk to our children. But now, how to initiate and at what age should we start talking to our children? The experts say that age appropriate discussions should be done with every child. Then, what are the age appropriate discussions and how the age can be defined? Today, we are going to talk about two different age groups. One is from 6 to 9, and another is from 10 to 13. But before that, if you have not subscribed my channel, please go ahead and subscribe and do not forget to click the bell icon as there are many more informative videos which are very helpful in our day-to-day life will be uploaded shortly. So guys, talking about sex education, we were small, it was even never thought about. But today, due to social media and many other things around, children hear many terms and they get excited, they get nervous, or they get scared. Well, now, how to introduce your child to these topics? We will talk about children who are between 6 to 9 years. The children who are between 6 to 9 years slowly start observing the changes that are happening in their body. We need to make them aware of the changes that are coming naturally to them. What we as a parent can do to start the discussion is explain the child his body parts, irrespective of his gender. Let him understand the difference between how a girl's body grows and how a boy's body grows. Let him understand the difference and names of the various parts that are different in different figures. There are many terms which come across when we are watching television or movies. Like if you're watching Discovery Channel, the mating season is a term which comes across. And the children do not really understand, but they understand something that as a result of mating season, the animals give birth to their child. Sometimes they have big question marks in their mind as to how it happens, what is mating season. As well as due to different advertisement, children are also not sure about what are sanitary pads. And sometimes they come up asking the parents about such awkward questions. Yes, these questions are awkward because we treat them like that. I believe as a parent, we should not run away from such words, we should not run away from such questions and try and answer your child. Well, at times when you feel awkward, if you are not comfortable explaining the same thing based on the gender of a child, you can ask the father to explain his son and mother to explain her daughter. When it comes to sanitary pads, we need to educate not only our girls but also the boys that it is some biological change which happens in woman's life every month. She needs to use these pads. If we answer the child confidently and make him at least give him the background or at least make him understand something appropriate to his age, he may probably not go in search of other resources for getting the answer to his questions. When we talk about body parts to our child, you ensure that you explain the child, irrespective of their gender, about the different names of body parts in men as well as in women. It is often observed that if there is some adult movie going on or some adult scene in the movie, the parents immediately change the channel, switch off the TV, or they start talking to each other or make a move which makes the child more conscious about the actions. It is better that you do not avoid it. You make it a natural process, that it is a part of our life. Apart from it, if you think the scenes are more of not appropriate for the child, you can make the child understand that he should not watch those things, and probably when he is an adult, he can watch it. It becomes easy for the child also to understand such things if we explain them. If as a parent you find it difficult to talk to your child about sex education, you can take help of the science teacher or somebody like a doctor who can explain the child in a simple way which is appropriate for his age. If at all you have a son and for a mother it is difficult to explain the son about his body parts, you can ask his father to explain him the same. Same applies to a girl. It is very essential that at some point when you are into a discussion with the child and the child is not feeling comfortable, you ensure that you stop there. For the time being, you can cut off the topic and you can continue it sometime later on whenever the child feels comfortable or when you think there is a need to talk on the topic. Of course, I would suggest do not forget or do not just cut off the topic. Ensure that you are not ignoring the topic at all. Give him a break, give him some time, and over a period of time of some days or months, you can continue on the topic again. But do not ignore it. This education is very important for the child to have a better understanding and a healthy life. Now, let us talk about the children who are between the age of 9 to 12. By the time the child is an age of 9, he has attained puberty. Puberty means the child's body changes into an adult. That is, his private parts start developing. Now, the child can be treated as an adult, and you need not hesitate, or you can consider that the child has a bit of knowledge about what you are going to talk about. He may not be clear about it, but the social media, movies, televisions, friends, and many more resources are there who have given the background to your child about the topic. If you cannot go directly on the term sex education, you can start observing the Discovery Channel with your child. If your child has questions like what are sanitary pads, why are they used, you can explain him very calmly that it is a biological change that takes place in a woman after a certain age when she attains puberty. If you think your child is more curious about the reproductive system or how the babies are born, then you can explain them that, like any other animal, woman produces eggs in her body. Sperm, when comes in contact with the egg, it forms a baby. When you use these words or when you use this word that when they have sex, this term is important because there is a big taboo which is around this term and it is not that frequently used. But when you use it, you make the child more comfortable and the child understands the exact meaning of what you want to say. If you create a taboo around certain words, avoid using certain words like vagina, avoid using words like sanitary napkins, ovulation period, or having sex, then probably the child also hesitates to talk to you on certain topics. So be clear, use appropriate terms which gives clarity to the child as well. Though you must have used the word first time in front of your child, you must be very sure that by the age of 9, the child must have heard it in his studies, he must have heard it from his friends, he must have heard it from various resources like movies and various internet resources. So it's not new to him. Only you opening up and talking to him on that topic makes him more comfortable. When it comes to a daughter, when it comes to a girl child, it is important that you make her sit and talk to her very calmly about her first period. Tell her about the changes that are happening in her body. Tell her about the entire menstrual cycle and explain her such that she feels comfortable and she doesn't feel more irritated or has a taboo. Well, when I'm talking about a girl, it doesn't mean you need not share this with a boy child. Well, the boys also need to know about this, but maybe not in brief, but at least they should have an idea about what is menstrual cycle and what changes are happening in a girl's body when she goes through all this. Such open discussions with children make them more approachable. It is vice versa. When you talk to your children about everything that needs to be shared and spoken about, the children will revert the same behavior with you, making your bond more stronger. The only thing is that you need to initiate the talks. It may happen many times that children may come up to you asking questions like what are sanitary pads, how are eggs produced, how are babies produced, how the baby goes in mama's tummy, are very simple questions that are asked by any child. Considering his age, you can explain the child about the knowledge that he should have appropriate for his age. But you will have to initiate it. You will have to make different attempts of explaining the child. Also, let me remind you, this is not a one time talk. Probably you will have to make several attempts after frequent intervals. Friends, the idea behind making this video is the time has changed. Children already know a lot more things about the reproductive system and sexual education. But as a parent, if you talk to your child, if you make them aware of all these facts beforehand, probably your bond grows more stronger and children can make right choices at right time. Of course, this will add knowledge to them and give them more clarity towards life. So let us break the taboo of talking about sex education or making it a big balloon. Let us prick the balloon and make a big blast, letting our children know about the sex education, and the appropriate things at the relevant ages. If you have liked my video, please share this with the parents whose children need to know this, or the parents who are still in a big question of how they need to initiate the process or talk to their children. Do not forget to like and subscribe the channel so that you get more and more information on various aspects of our life. Thank you very much.